All right, today we're going to get into a really tough one. It's a deeply personal story about family, loyalty, and what happens when a new relationship runs right into some really old family wounds. So, this is the sentence that kicks the whole thing off. Just imagine this for a second. You're in a serious, loving relationship. You live with your partner, and then you find out you're not just uninvited, but you're specifically uninvited from his daughter's wedding. Ouch. That message is crystal clear, and it's got to be incredibly painful. Right there, that one statement creates a huge problem with absolutely no easy answers.
So you have to ask, how did we even get here? I mean, a decision that hurtful doesn't just come out of the blue. To really get what's at stake, we have to rewind a bit and look at the family history that led up to this exact moment.
Okay, so here's the quick rundown. It all starts 8 years ago with what's described as a really bad divorce that just split the family apart. Then you fast forward to about a year ago, and our narrator and her partner move in together. They're starting their new life. And all of that leads us right here to today, where a wedding invitation has basically become a battlefield for years of simmering tension. And this is where it gets really emotionally messy. The divorce wasn't just bad, it was severe. And at first, the kids put all the blame on their dad. Now, it seems like the younger kids are starting to move past it, but the oldest daughter, who happens to be the bride, is still described as very bitter. And a huge piece of this puzzle, she's apparently extremely close to her mother, and that loyalty is pretty much driving this entire conflict. So, like with any big conflict, there are two very different ways of looking at this. You've got two people, both with really strong feelings, and they're just on a total collision course. So let's try to break down their points of view. On one side, you've got the partner. She's saying, I'm his partner, and she feels completely invisible, like she's being erased from his life. But then on the other side, you have the daughter. And based on her actions, it really seems like she's trying to protect her mom and is still dealing with her own raw feelings about the divorce. It's a classic situation of competing loyalties, and there's just no simple way to make both sides happy. And man, this quote just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't really about missing a party. It's about being acknowledged as a person, about being seen as important in her partner's life. Being told you can't come is basically being told you don't matter to us. But here's the thing, this is about so much more than just one day. The real fear here is about the precedent this sets for the future, for every single day that comes after the wedding. Yeah, on the surface, it looks pretty straightforward, right? It's just one wedding, one event. But as we're about to see, the stakes are way, way higher than that. And that's the million-dollar question. Is this just a one-time thing, a way to get through a really sensitive day? Or is this the first step down a really long and painful road of being excluded? This is her biggest worry. She's thinking that if she just goes along with it now, she's setting a dangerous precedent. If she's not welcome at the wedding, what comes next? Is she going to be asked to skip Christmas, birthdays, grandkids' christenings, all those big moments that make you a family? And that's what this really boils down to. It's a terrifying thought. It's not about being an outsider for one afternoon, but about being permanently stuck in that role. Always on the edge of the family she's trying to be a part of, but never truly, fully let in. So where does that leave us? After looking at the history, the different perspectives, and what's really at stake, we're right back at that central, impossible question. Seriously, what do you do? Do you tell your partner to go alone and risk setting that precedent you're so scared of? Or do you stand your ground and risk creating a permanent break between him and his daughter? Both choices are just filled with potential pain and regret. And that's the question we're left with. There is no easy, clean answer here. It's just a really difficult choice between love, loyalty, and the incredibly messy reality of blended families. It makes you wonder, what would you do?